In this lecture, we're going to download our refill application to a PLC. Since not everyone has a spare PLC lying around at home, I'm going to use TIA Portal's built-in PLC simulator called S7-PLCSIM. The application that I will be using for the remainder of this course is the finished version of our refill application. If you haven't downloaded it yet, in the first section of this course, I've added it once again to the resource section of this lecture. So just remember to delete the .zip at the end of the name. Afterwards, you'll be able to retrieve the project in TIA Portal without a problem. So I have my finished refill application opened here. When we download to a PLC, a real one or a simulator, we connect to the PLC using an interface or a subnet. If we open up our PLC device configuration here, and we go to Network View, you can see that we've assigned the Profinet subnet pn/IE_1 to our PLC. This is important because this will be the interface that we'll use to connect and download to our PLC. So let's close this again. Before we download to our simulator, I'd like to show you how to download your application to a hardware PLC. First, you click on the device that you would like to download to. In our case, we'd like to download to our PLC refill. There are three ways to initiate your download. The quickest way is the keyboard shortcut command Ctrl-L. The second option is to press the download button in the toolbar. Finally, you can download as well by going to the Online tab in the menu bar and selecting Download to Device. So we'll click on that. Now here in this extended download screen, there are four important areas. At the top, the configured access nodes of our PLC are displayed. In our case, we have configured a pn/IE type interface. This is a Profinet interface. And we have assigned an IP address 192.168.0.1 to our PLC. So this is how we can reach our PLC. The second area of the screen lets you set up the connection that you want to make. In our case, we're using a Profinet interface, so the type is pn/IE. The Intel Pro 1000 empty desktop adapter is the network card in our PC that we're using to make the connection. And finally, we have to select the connection to the interface or the subnet. So here we're selecting our pn/IE_1 subnet. This is the subnet that I've showed you just before in the hardware configuration of our PLC. The third area of our download screen will show you the possible targets that you can download to after the start search is complete. Finally, at the bottom of the pop-up screen, there is an online status information display. So by pressing Start Search, TIA Portal will try to find a PLC on the pn/IE_1 Profinet subnet with IP address 192.168.0.1. You can see here in the online status information section that TIA is searching for compatible devices in our subnet. As expected, no accessible devices were found because we don't have a hardware PLC connected to our PC network. But what we do have is a PLC simulator. So let's download to our simulator. There are three ways to start our simulator and initiate a download. The first way is by pressing the Start Simulation button in the toolbar. The second way is via the Online tab in the menu bar by selecting Simulation Start. The third way to start a simulation is by pressing the shortcut command Ctrl-Shift-X. We'll use the button in the toolbar now. So starting the simulation will disable all other online interfaces. That's fine, so we press OK. Now here on the left, you can see that our PLC simulator has opened. It shows us that our simulation PLC is in stop, indicated by the orange light here, and that no configuration has been loaded yet. In our pop-up window on the right here, we get the option to download our PLC application to our simulator. So we just press on load here, and now we're downloading our refill application to our PLC. The download has been executed without any errors. By selecting Start All here, our PLC refill will go from stop to run after finishing here on this screen. So we select Start All and we press Finish. As you can see by the green color indication, our PLC is in run. Furthermore, we can see that our PLC refill application has been downloaded to the PLC simulator. With our PLC simulator, you have the same functionality as you would have with a hardware PLC. You can stop your PLC by pressing the stop button here. You see the light switch to orange again, indicating we're in stop mode. In stop mode, the PLC is not cyclically running through your application code anymore. The application is still there, just not actively running at the moment. In order to remove the application from the memory, you can press the memory reset button here. This will clear all the PLC memory. Finally, you can power down or power up the PLC by pressing the green power button. Let's put our PLC back in run and move the simulator a bit lower to clear our view. So now we've downloaded our application and our PLC is in run. The next step is to go online with our application. To go online with the device, we first click on the device. Now we have three options to go online. The first option is to press the Go Online button in the toolbar. Our second option is via the shortcut command Ctrl-K. Our last option to go online with our PLC is by using the Online tab in the menu bar and selecting Go Online. So let's select this. Now the first thing you'll notice when online are these green circles here on our tree structure. They indicate that our online blocks, tags, data, etc. are consistent with our offline project. When you're online in TIA Portal, you're online with the whole program. This is very different than, for example, the old Step 7 in Semantic Manager, where you were only online with a specific block. Being online with the whole program is a huge advantage because you can see straight away how your online project compares to your offline project. So that concludes this lecture. We have downloaded our application to a PLC and we went online with our application. In our next lecture, we're going to have a look at how to monitor our code and how to edit our code while being online. So I hope you've enjoyed this lecture. Thank you for now, and I'll see you on the next lecture.